You know what? Let's give it something super simple. We're gonna give it something really, really simple. And see how long it takes for it to derail everything. You are on your way to the convenience store to buy some delicious Doritos. Alright. Give it something super simple, super normal, super casual. Let's see what it does. You look at the bright lights of Los Angeles and you can't help but think about home. Buy chips at convenience store. You don't have time for this shit. You need to get back to work right now. What? Okay. Go to work. We're just gonna follow its lead. You head to the convenience store where you see lots of people in the what? Is it like a sentence behind or something? It's not like there's anyone else around, so it looks pretty empty. As you walk inside, you feel a little weird. Eat potato... Wait. Eat potato chip... No, wait. Just eat potato. You eat potato. You start eating your chips and soda with your hands instead of the plastic bag that they give you. After a few minutes, you notice something strange. The chips taste different than usual. Is this a new flavor, perhaps? Snort, snort. Is this a new flavor, perhaps? Snort, snort. You say it out loud and catch yourself immediately. You try to ignore what you just said, but you know if you keep talking like that, other people will hear you and maybe even laugh at you. Was there something different about these chips? I forgot the question mark. You stop yourself from saying it again. You decide to be more careful next time. The rest of the day goes by without any incidents, but then you realize that you haven't eaten anything since lunchtime. Eat car tire. You take a bite out of one of the tires and suddenly everything tastes better. You start feeling hungry again too. Eat the car. I have a feeling I know where this is going. You grab hold of the steering wheel and start driving towards the city center. The only problem is that you aren't really sure how to drive in this condition. Eat the steering wheel. You grab hold of the steering wheel and start turning it slowly. This seems to make things worse, because you begin losing control of the car. You crash into a tree hard and break your arm in several places. Saw off arm. You scream in pain and fall unconscious. When you wake up, you find yourself strapped down to a table. A doctor comes in and examines your broken arm. What is this I see happening here? Honk honk. I don't know what I'm doing. You shout angrily at the top of your lungs. The doctor doesn't seem to care though. He just says, well, it was an accident, and that leaves you alone. Where my arm? Wait, my arm. Where my arm gone? Perfect. You yell at the top of your lungs again, but this time the doctor actually does pay attention. He takes a piece of gauze and puts it over your arm, which starts bleeding profusely. You cry out in agony and let out a blood-curdling shriek. The doctor looks at you in shock and then walks away. He walks away! Break out of straps with Hulk strength. Is this like some sort of drug-induced fever dream because of some weird chips you ate? You quickly rip off the bandages and throw them away. Your arm hurts all over, but you're determined to get better. You rush outside and run through the streets until you reach a hospital. So that wasn't a hospital I was already in? Then who was the doctor? Some back alley creep? This is making no fucking sense. I shouldn't have let the AI take over. Eat the wall of the hospital. You charge forward and tear through the walls of the hospital like a madman. You smash through doors, windows, tables, and chairs. Eventually, you come across a man in scrubs holding a scalpel. Fix my arm, magic man! You scream at him in anger and demand that he fix your arm. He looks at you confused before he cuts open your sleeve. Blood freely runs down your arm as he begins to cut into the flesh underneath. Yeah, boy! Fix that shiz! He smiles at you and nods his head. He pulls out some sort of syringe filled with some liquid and injects it directly into your arm. It feels like fire is going through your body as you scream in pain. Transform into the Potato Hulk. Your eyes bulge and you grow huge muscles. You roar loudly and leap into the room, smashing furniture and knocking over lamps. Finally, when you feel satisfied, you collapse on the floor exhausted. Dream about potatoes. You sleep for days after that, and eventually you awaken from your nap. You stand up and see a large bed covered with white sheets. There's another door to the side of the room. Open door. Quietly. Alright, retry. You silently open the door and peek inside. There's a woman sitting in a chair reading a book. She has long brown hair and wears glasses. Her skin is pale, almost looking ghostly. Alright, time for the ultimate pickup line. Holin Gabaga. Just see if I make up gibberish and see if it actually does anything. She stares at you blankly and shakes her head. You nod your head back and forth rapidly while saying, Holingaba. The woman sits up straight and smiles. Loose. You laugh and smile at her. She blushes and smiles back. You continue to talk gibberish, but she understands enough to understand that you mean pee. What the fuck? It knows that I'm speaking gibberish, and for some reason it decides that it means pee. Licky Bakungo. Inseparatory Grimsmus. Is it actually gonna do anything with this? You say it and she laughs. You continue to speak gibberish, but she understands enough to understand that you mean happy holidays. I can't believe it's actually doing something with this. I legitimately can't believe it's actually taking random gibberish, acknowledging it as gibberish, and still doing something. This thing is smarter than I expected, but also dumber. Alright. Grab the lady by the arm and spin her round and round. You grab the lady by the arm and spin her round and round. She giggles nervously. You continue to speak gibberish, but she understands enough to understand that you mean kiss me. Is that what I mean? Okay, I guess we're kissing this random lady. You kiss the lady passionately. She gaps in surprise and kisses you back. You both fall asleep. Aww. That was a nice this is a nice wholesome ending to what started out as... No, actually, it started out as normal as I could think of. And then it started derailing. And then suddenly you're in a random white room with a brunette in glasses, and you kiss each other passionately and fall asleep, as if nothing strange ever happened in the middle of the story. Have I ever mentioned how much I fucking love AI Dungeon? Because of how frequently shit like this happens?